Hi friends, hope this video finds you in a comfortable and happy place. It's a pretty day out here. It's Sunday and I'm making this video for the Monday weekly newsletter from the Fredericksburg Tea Party, which John puts out and puts a lot of work into, and I want to thank John for doing this. And so I want to give you an update on a couple of things that are happening. This past week, the Fredericksburg Tea Party signed on to a letter was from Grassroots America, We the People. Now, as you know, this is our statewide organization that the Fredericksburg Tea Party is. We are affiliated with them in that this organization is really good at getting all the grassroots people, conservative grassroots people across the state of Texas to kind of get on the same page on a lot of things. And so that helps us when we go to the Capitol and in other things that are like what's going on right now. And so this letter was composed and circulated this last week by Grassroots America, We the People, and it was sent to Governor Abbott, and we knew he was having his Friday news conference to announce the opening of the state of Texas, and so we wanted to give him some material going into that meeting. And so this letter was delivered to him on Friday morning before the news conference, and it basically makes several points. Number one is that the pandemic and the government-ordered responses to it are devastating the Texas economy. And adding to those two parts that are hurting the economy, the additional burden of the Russia-Saudi Arabia oil fight has compounded this economic drag. And so that's out of the first paragraph of this letter. The second paragraph, we go on to say, thankfully, infections, hospitalizations, and even deaths have fallen far short of the worst-case scenarios some had projected. The virus appears to be on the decline worldwide, and especially in Texas very soon, if not already. And so then the request was made to the governor to go ahead and we need to remove the distinction between essential and non-essential businesses, and we need to allow restaurants, gyms, salons, and other businesses to reopen, provided they take common sense measures. And so these are two strong suggestions that are strong on recommendations and short on mandates. And so what it should be is, and it goes on in the letter to say this, we need to trust our fellow Texans to self-govern. And so this was a letter to the governor of Texas to let us self-govern, let us make those decisions for ourselves in our communities and in our counties, and let us make those decisions ourselves. And the restrictive orders need to be removed, especially those on churches. And if there are restrictive measures still out there or dropped on top of Texans, they need to be justified with facts and accompanied by clearly communicated standards and timelines for its lifting. So that was the letter that went to the governor Friday before his conference. Now, the governor then had his conference on Friday, and the grassroots have pretty much reacted and said, well, we're pretty disappointed in this. He did not really give us a whole lot of directions besides we're going to form a committee to study about it. We've had plenty of time to study, Governor. This committee should have been formed on day one. Well, it's formed now. We need this committee to get to work and give us the recommendations for what's going on. I think most disappointing is how out of touch with reality our governor is when he says we're going to let online retailing continue on, as if that were a way to open up retail stores. If you go down Main Street in Fredericksburg or many of the businesses in the Hill Country, they don't have online capabilities. Your local antique shop doesn't have a website with everything listed on it and you can order from it. And that's not how you buy antiques anyway. You don't look at pictures of them online. You go into the stores and mill around. I believe that owners of antique stores just to use them as an example. It could apply to anything from hairdressers to any other retail business. I think we already know what the rules are now. I think we get it. The social distancing, the masks, the keeping everything clean, the wearing of gloves, all these things can be done by a business that is considered non-essential. We have the ability to do these things. We know what's wise. We want our business to prosper. And so we're not going to do anything foolish within our businesses. And it's time for the government to trust us. The state of Texas needs to trust individual citizens to make these decisions for themselves. Now, I know there's two big extremes going on in this. If you are watching posts on Facebook from local Fredericksburgians, you'll see the extremes. You'll have the one camp that says, look, we need to close everybody down, lock everybody in their house. You can't even go to the grocery store until this whole thing is solved with some kind of magic cure-all. The other end of that is, forget everything. Let's just go back to work and act as if everything was normal and don't worry about anything. Just go, but we're tough. We can handle it all. Let's just open her up and get back to work. Somewhere in the middle of that lies the answer. Somewhere in the middle of that are the solutions. On the one extreme of let's just open everything up and forget this is all happening, that's silly. We need to be paying attention to an actual disease that is actually moving through the country. On the other end of that is the idea that somehow we can all stay locked up in our homes until there is a cure, for this. What is that, a year and a half away? We just don't know. So there's going to be risks taken. And I think we all know that locking ourselves up and completely shutting down society for another 6 or 8 months or a year or even a year and a half, as some are suggesting, is absurd. And so there's something in between that. And that is where we need to fall. And I think as an individual business owners, we have the ability to decide that we can open up our business and run our businesses in a safe way. And this is the message I think that needs to get to the City Council of Fredericksburg on Monday evening. In this newsletter where this video was originally published are links for you to get in touch with the City of Fredericksburg before their City Council meeting on Monday. So if you are a Fredericksburgian, or if you live in the county, or you do business in Fredericksburg, this is the time to let the City Council and the mayor know that they need to let us to get back to work, that we will be smart, we are intelligent, we have paid attention to the experts. We know, wash your hands, social distancing, cleaning everything up, disinfecting everything. We know we can open our businesses and let people come in at a limited access. We know how to do these things, and the City of Fredericksburg needs to trust us to do these things. And so I'd like to encourage you to get involved with the process of self-governance. And the City of Fredericksburg has set up a lot of different ways for you to communicate with them and participate in their Monday evening City Council meetings. So, folks, that's it for today. Enjoy the rest of this week. Let's get back to work and keep Hill Country strong. And by the way, tune into my radio station every morning, Monday through Friday from 9 to 10. In the Fredericksburg area, you can pick that up on 102.1, other parts of the Hill Country 104.3, or online you can get it at hillcountrypatriot.com. That's 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. Thank you very much.